Hi, welcome back to 5-Minute Life Hacks. This is your host, Natalia Ambrosia, coming at you from Sayulita, Mexico. It has been a minute, and you've probably guessed that by the fact that I am in Mexico and not in Los Angeles. That is a longer story for a different time, but in a nutshell, I decided to come to Mexico for a few weeks, work from here, learn to surf, figure out what happens next. And you cannot believe how happy I am to be talking to you right now. Thank you for listening. It has been a year for me. It's only March. It has been a year. It has been so intense. I have dealt with a crisis and I've gotten through it. It's over now for the most part. So I'm here today to give you a few tips on getting through tough times, difficult situations, or crises. And so let's get started. So at the start of 2021, I was like, this year is going to be great. I have so many goals. Everything's great. And then my mom started becoming unwell. She has a mental health issue, which I will discuss in a different episode because it deserves an episode all on its own. But she was hospitalized for this issue and then misdiagnosed and then had to be sent to different hospitals. And honestly, for a minute there, I didn't think she was going to get any better. And it was awful. And I was the one in my family that took the lead in making her better and placing her in this hospital and talking to the doctors and to the nurses and paving the way. On top of that, I am a consultant and my biggest contract was coming to an end. And so I wanted to renew it and I had to work hard and show that I'm a good worker in order to renew it. But of course, that's hard when you're going through a crisis. Also, I'm still studying to be a health coach. So I had my courses going on. I've started a new relationship. So I wanted to flower that. On top of that, I work on my podcast. I have my Instagram. I have my social life. And I like to dance and work out and all those things. And so I was feeling at a loss of control. I literally didn't know what to do. And I felt really anxious. And with the help of my friends and my therapists, and obviously everything I've learned, these are the things I did to get through this crisis. And I believe that they will help you. So the first thing I did was I wrote down everything that was important to me, everything I do, everything I just listed. And then after that, I decided what was the most important things. What is the non-negotiable? What is the thing I need to get done to get through this crisis? And the first thing was obviously look after my mom. The second thing was work to sustain myself. And the third thing was look after myself, because if I'm not looking after myself, then I can't do anything. And so once I did that, I decided everything else was secondary and I had tunnel vision and I could work on that after this crisis is over. And so the next thing I did was I created a schedule and a routine to make sure that I handled those important things so that I woke up at the same time every day, went for a walk, worked. In between those times, I was on call for any emergencies. And after that, I worked on anything that needed to happen. But I made sure to get enough sleep to give myself time to rest. And then if I could fit anything extra in, I would. But if I couldn't, then that was it. Number 3 was I let people know what was going on. And by people, I mean your work colleagues, your friends, your family members. You don't need to be detailed, but letting people know what's going on takes the pressure off yourself. So you're not going to feel bad if you're not meeting deadlines or if you're not working in the same way. And honestly, your colleagues and your friends will most likely offer support, and that can be really helpful and necessary during these tough times. Number 4 was asking for help. Now, this was really hard for me because I'm a control freak, but asking for help is important because it helps you get more things done as well. So for me, it meant asking my colleagues to do things I couldn't complete, or asking my family members to do tasks I couldn't do, or asking a friend if they could come over with some food because I didn't have time to cook. And honestly, this brought me closer together and made me feel more connected to everyone around because people want to help. And number 5 was self-care, making sure that I slept well, that I drank enough water, that I ate my food, that I exercised, and that I did things that made me feel good. And I also gave myself breaks and kept reminding myself that it would be okay and I could continue with normal life once this crisis was over. So those were the 5 things I did to help me to get through this crisis, and it really, really helped. And I just want to remind you that you will get through this, and I'm sending you so much strength. And even though it may feel like things are never going to end, they will, and they will look up soon. Please feel free to message me at Natalia Ambrosia on Instagram. I love hearing from you. I'm sending you so much sunshine, so much light, and so much love. Bye.